a special hello to the fellow insomniacs. As promised, here is video number 1 in the series on some different topics that I think should be discussed, and probably some stuff that should be implemented within this country by some people who care about the country, the people, you. As I said, I'm learning this video stuff. I'm playing with it. I'm having a lot of fun. I've got some really fun equipment and software that I'm really having fun learning to do stuff. So bear with me. Hopefully the videos get better as they go. Today we are broadcasting from our nation's capital, the meeting place of our esteemed congressmen and women, the people we send to represent our best interests. What they're supposed to do, what we want them to do, what we tell them to do. But let's get started with a little bit of humor. I found these interesting facts. Different groups of animals have different names, like a gaggle of geese, and a group of lions is called a pride. A group of owls is called a parliament. I found that interesting because that's what Britain calls their governing body that resembles our Congress. And they, a group of owls, a group of wise, I don't know, maybe they were thinking that when they put it together. Does anybody know what a group of baboons is? Yes, it's a Congress. I think, and along those same lines, maybe a pandemonium would be a better name for Congress, because it's a group of parrots. A group of parrots is a pandemonium, and I think we have a group of parrots that just do what the special interests tell them to in there. Or we could call them a quiver instead of a Congress, because that's a group of cobras, and there are some serious snakes in there. I think it's time we remind Congress who they work for, what they're supposed to be doing. If I were as bad at my job as they are, as reflected by they do the polls and their acceptance rating, their popularity, they're what, 4-6%? What is it? If I were that bad at my job, I'd get fired, and a lot of them probably need to be. But they just seem to get richer. I'm going to try to I'm going to see if I can figure out how to put a link below to it's a website I found with these Congress people and their net worth, and it is ridiculous the money that these people make, and they're supposed to be out there serving our country. How are they making money? And it's sickening. And then this one just makes me laugh. All I can think when I see this is, I am Groot. But yes, we do need term limits. Okay, enough foolishness. I think we know where the topic is on this. We're looking at Congress. And I wanted to say, I've served in the Navy. In case you can't see my cool threads, I'm a veteran. And so I get to wear cool clothes like that. Here's another souvenir that I got from my time in the military. I served in the first Gulf War when we were removing Saddam Hussein from Kuwait. And this is the ship. See if I can get that to focus a little bit. This is the ship that I was on, the USS Nassau. We carried a lot of Marines and their equipment over to their destinations. And Desert Storm, of course, is what the war turned into. And these are my souvenirs. This is what I got for serving my country. I don't get a lifetime pension. I don't get, VA medical is getting better. I think there's still some work to do on it, but so I get some free health care from it. But those are the souvenirs. That's what I got for serving my country. Congress people get FERS, the Federal Employee Retirement System. that, if I'm not wrong, that's the older system. There is a newer system that gauges them by how much time they've spent, but the federal employee retirement system paid out all this money to people who served even one term. And then while in office, they have another program called the TSP, which is kind of like their version of a 401k, where 5% of your tax dollars match whatever they want to put into their savings plan, the TSP. And they even have a 1% bonus that they don't have to put anything into it, and they'll get 1% put into their TSP. When they finish, they have a pension. The average pension for these guys is like $139,000 that they get for life for coming in and serving, these terms. Their Social Security averages around 26,000. The average Americans is closer to 17. I see these things that they're getting, and they're voting these things in for themselves. And I think it just needs to stop. We need to have somebody come in and, Trump said it when he came in that he was going to drain the swamp. And great idea, but I didn't see anybody pulling any plugs. And we know Biden's not going to do any better. Just like we talked about in the previous video, look, there's two sides, and neither one of them is looking out for who's in the middle. We need somebody that's going to come in and do these things that are necessary to make our country run better and for the people. Do the things that make sense for us, not just for the few elites that get to sit in those chairs. After watching Biden and Trump before him issue executive order after executive order, it seems like it would be easy enough to do. If I were sitting in that chair, I'd be writing some executive orders on the things that I would want to change immediately that I think would make a huge difference. Donald Trump averaged 55 executive orders a year. Biden has 52 so far, and he's only been in there 6 months. He's on pace to average 104 a year, and over 400 for his 4-year term. So it can be done. It's just a matter of writing some stuff out and putting it in place. I think executive orders need to be term limits for these Congress people. You should not be able to come in and spend a lifetime like Joe Biden has doing nothing for the people, but taking in all the money from our taxes and our dollars, and he's also, I can only assume, taking special interest money. Why else would he be selling us out to China? He has gotten rich off the backs of Americans and has not done one thing good for America. He is the reason that a lot of black men are in jail because of petty marijuana charges or small meaningless crimes. His tough crime bill has put a lot of people out of the home. They've taken fathers away from their kids. But nobody should be allowed to take that much time doing nothing. I think a term limit of 8 years would probably be fair. If you're good enough the first time that you serve, you should be able to, ask them to put you back in for a second. But once you're done, hey, you served your country, we'll get you a hat that says I served in Congress, or I served at the House of Representatives, or whatever position. I think Americans should take pride in going and serving their country, whether it be military, political, however you want to serve this country and make this a better place. We're not going to have equality until we give ourselves equality. And these two different factions are not trying to get equality out of us. They're pitting us against each other. They want to see the division. So we need to get in there and serve ourselves. Biden's been in there for so long. There's no sense in that. How do you not work a day in your life and become as wealthy as he has. That's mind blowing. So 8-year terms. I think that would be probably the first executive order to come out. And not only that, but take away their pensions. They should not earn a pension for doing less than what we do. They voted that money in for themselves. They gave themselves these raises and these pensions and these they take all that away. Retroactive. Take it all from current people who are on that retirement system. Just take it all away. Current presidents. You know what? If I were to serve as president, I would consider it an honor and thank you, and I'd get my presidential hat and I'd be on my way. I don't deserve a pension for life just because I went and served my country. So make it all retroactive. Take it away from everybody. It would save the country a ton of money too. How much do you think we're spending on all of these pensions for people who have not, haven't worked 30 years for sure? Except in the case of maybe Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. And another thing that would probably help would be if we put the House of Representatives on the public health care system and put the Senate on the VA healthcare system. I bet those two systems would get fixed in a hurry, and that would benefit you. But instead, they're going to get their own rules. They'll put out the rules for you to follow, but they're going to play by their own rules. They don't get on that same healthcare system that they're putting out there for you, and I think they should. I think that about wraps it up for now. I appreciate everybody listening. Thank you, America, and stay tuned for the next video.